Good morning, Lynn. Hi, everybody. It's a Stampin' Chat with Kay. And look we've got a lot of people joining us already. Thank you for tuning in this morning. We're going to use probably it might be my favorite bundle in the catalog. It's called the Merry Moose Bundle, and it comes with a really cute moose punch, which if you live in the upper Midwest is kind of a big deal. We have moose in Minnesota. Did you know that? It's kind of cool. All right, I see I need to put the camera down a little bit. Hopefully that helps. Hello, Fran. Hi, Jewel. Hello, Nancy. Hi, Kimberly. Kimberly, I haven't gotten your fall flare registration. I do hope you're sending it. Today is the last day for postmarks on fall flare registrations for those of you that are local and would like to attend. Good morning, Julie. Hi, Linda. Good to see everybody. Welcome. Okay, so we had a really sort of sad day yesterday and we had a really good day yesterday. So I'll explain. Steve's uncle passed away, so we spent most of the day visiting with family and friends and going to a funeral, which really was quite a wonderful celebration of his life. He was 88. He leaves behind an 87-year-old beloved wife, and I think they were married for 67 years, and they had 8 children, and this is really interesting. But Elmer came from a family of 8 children, and he was the youngest. And Julie came from a family of 8 children, and she was the oldest. And then between the two of them, they had 8 children. I just thought that was so neat. I mean, I kind of knew that, but I had forgotten about it. And so, you know, my memory was refreshed during the eulogy yesterday. So it was a beautiful, beautiful funeral, quite a good celebration. And then after we dropped Steve's mom back off at her home, we decided we would continue our car shopping because we've been looking for a vehicle for the last, looking pretty seriously for the last month and a half or so, doing a lot of research, and we finally got one. Now, we didn't get the color that I wanted. I really wanted a green car, but Steve is not a green car person. I don't know, he's a little less adventurous and creative than I am when it comes to colors. He wanted, white or silver or basically the color of vehicle that everybody else has. So we did end up with the silver, but it has a little bit of a blue tint. It was either that or it was the fluorescent lights at the car lot. So I don't know. I think it's got a little bit of a blue tint. That's what I keep telling myself so that it isn't looking silver to me. My problem is I come out of Target or someplace and I can't find my car because every car is white or silver, and then I have to use my little key beeper to find my car. So, so funny. But anyway, we got it yesterday. We brought it home last night and we got a Subaru. So we're brand new Subaru owners. We've never had a Subaru before, but we're pretty excited. We think it's going to be a good deal because they really retain their value, and not that we really sell our cars that often, but if we'd ever trade in or sell, I'm excited. Oh yes, some of you would love to have a green car too, and I love green too. It is one of my favorite colors. Hello, Joanne. Hi, Laura. Hi, Christine. Hello, Grace. Grace is telling me to put some stickers in the window. That's how she finds her car. Yeah, I was thinking of maybe doing something like that. I remember I think I've had a finding your car problem for a long time, because I remember when I lived in Texas, I had some kind of a dealy whopper that I put on the antenna so that when I came out of the parking lot, I could find this like pink ball on my antenna. But you know what? I don't even think cars have antennas like that anymore. I think that would be kind of hard to do. Oh, yes, they are. Lynn is telling me there's so many white cars. Yeah. The dealership is full of white cars. I mean, it's just about impossible. In fact, when they do get an unusual color in, like green or cobalt or something like that, it gets snapped up. So anyway, well, I should probably get going here. I'm just doing a lot of chit-chatting, but we did have a really fun, interesting day, so I wanted to share that with you. So let me go ahead. We'll put the camera down. I actually have to do this Facebook Live in somewhat of a hurry. You're probably breathing a sigh of relief. I do tend to go on. However, I have a friend coming over in like a half an hour, so let's get going. So thank you so much, everyone, already for sharing. I'd tell you what I was going to share. Well, I can. I'll tell you what I'm sharing. So if you share this video or if you make comments on this video, you will get your name in a drawing. And when I give away the cards tomorrow morning, I'll give away 2 cards that'll look something like this. These are the cards we're making. And then, of course, you can see we've got some really cute little holiday rhinestones here. So that's going to be my giveaway again. I'm waiting for a product order to come in, however. So I have absolutely this many holiday rhinestones left. That's it. So just enough to make a card on my Facebook Live. And all the rest were packaged up in holiday product shares. And so I can't really access those because they're either in the mail or going out the door. But I am expecting an order either today or tomorrow. So hopefully I can go ahead and divide up this pack for our winners. And again, you get to be a winner. Or get to be in the drawing by sharing the video or liking and commenting and things like that. So I appreciate that so much. Thank you. So let me share a couple of cards I got in the mail. And here is one from my customer, Toile Wetterling. And she said she did case this, but she didn't know who from. But it's such a pretty card. It uses it's the nested label framelits. And it also is the Good Morning Magnolia bundle. So you can see that the thanks and this pretty magnolia bud is from that bundle. And there's I think it's called Magnolia Lane Designer Series paper that she used. And so that's from the product suite that's in the catalog. I believe she just pretty much bought the whole thing when the new catalog came out. And she's got a really the beautiful Magnolia Lane ribbon here too, where she's using the larger piece across the bottom to kind of separate the 2 different styles of designer series paper, and then the little small kind of like a baker's twine piece. And it's very, very pretty. So thank you so much, Toile, for sending that to me. She sent it to me with her Fall Flare registration. I love to get cards when I'm getting those Fall Flare registrations and checks. So I truly appreciate that. So thank you. And then I got a card from one of my downline members thanking me for a little gift I gave her. She's one of my downline members who earned a trip to Maui. So this is Tammy Nelson's card to me, and it's really pretty. It uses the let me think about this, the Gather Together bundle. So you can see the leaves here that were cut out with the dies that go in that bundle, and then the sentiment, and then she used the Come Together Designer Series paper. So again, this is from our holiday catalog. She's got a couple of jewels here that are from the holiday basic rhinestones. That's what I'll be doing in my giveaway tomorrow morning when I do that giveaway. And I love the Designer Series paper. This card is actually prettier in real life because it uses the Subtles embossing folder up here. So I did not actually get this bundle. However, I am very lucky to have people who send me wonderful cards that use that bundle. So those will go on my displays. Thank you so much, Tammy. I just love it. All right, so before we get started here, I want to remind you that if you are a customer, I grabbed the wrong thing. If you are one of my customers, I encourage you to, if you're placing a $75 purchase in September, be sure you use our host code, which is right here. Oh, you know what? I got a new host code and I didn't update this. I'm so sorry. But go to my blog at www.stampingtoshare.com. You'll find the host code that goes through October 1st. And I actually haven't closed this one out yet, so if you would use it today or tomorrow, it'd still be available. But I'll update that. I'll update that later. But with a $75 purchase using a code in September, you get the Toile Tidings Glimmer Enamel Dots, and I'll mail those out in October, so kind of fun. And then also, if you are one of my customers and you're interested in getting a discount, especially with all of the awesome holiday products, please join our Stampin' Up community. Your starter kit is only $99. You get to select whatever you want out of our catalogs to put $125 into the starter kit, and of course free shipping and handling. I have a wonderful group of demonstrators, and I really do work with all kinds. I work with with demonstrators who work it completely like a business, as Tammy does, and earn trips. And I also work with the hobbyists who never place a customer order in their life. They purely order for the discount. So we service both kinds in our Creative Crafters group. And now let's look at this gorgeous Feels Like Frost Designer Series paper. This is a 6x6 specialty pack. Do you know what makes a specialty pack? Usually there's some kind of shimmer, shine, glitter, something like that. So when you flip this over, you will find all kinds of shiny, pretty silver foils. So we'll just quickly look at the silver foils, all different designs. It's just lovely. I love this pine tree one, and kind of snowflake one. Just beautiful florals and foliage type. Here's snowflakes again, and then some little dots. Kind of looks like a snowstorm, and then some more. And then the other side is picture perfect gorgeous. And so this is the side I can't stop using. You really can't hardly create an ugly card with this paper because it is so beautiful. So I'll flip through that really quickly. Look at that, these beautiful photographic images of frost. Oh, look at all the hearts that are coming up. Thank you, you guys. You love this paper as well. So it was one of the things that I first had to get. I'm actually doing an event this weekend with my downline, where we have a couple of people from Stampin' Up! Home Office coming to it, and then of course quite a few leaders in the area participate in this. And my downline members don't know this yet, but I am gifting them a half pack of our specialty designer series 6x6 paper. So they'll get 12 sheets of the Feels Like Frost and 12 sheets of our wrapped in plaid paper. So I love to pamper my downline for how good they are to me as well. Okay, so let's go ahead and look at this plate that we're using. So we are going to use something from the holiday catalog called the Winter Knit Embossing Folder. This is a 3D embossing folder, and you can see that when you open it up, well, maybe you can't see. I don't know, can you see or can you not see? But it sort of looks like a warm, cozy sweater that you would wear in the winter time in a kind of a cold place. And because it's our new 3D folders, you will find that you have better luck with, if you're using a Big Shot machine, you'll have better luck if you go ahead and purchase that 3D embossing folder plate. It's really easy to keep track of what is needing this plate or not, or when to use this plate, because anytime you grab one of the newer embossing folders from Stampin' Up, if you're using a Big Shot machine, grab this blue plate and you'll have much better luck on embossing these. Now you can, work on various shims to get just the right technique, but I did find when I tried to do that myself, I found it kind of fussy. And as the paper sort of flattened out, or the cardboard that I was using to do the shims, my images would get a little more fuzzy. And I don't like that look. I like a really crisp looking image. So let me hold this up to the camera. Oh, let's keep our fingers crossed that this even shows up. But you get a very nice crisp, can you see that? A very nice crisp image with the 3D embossing folder plate when you use it. All right, so let me take this aside and let me show you some of the cards that, we're gonna make 2 cards today, but I just wanna show you how gorgeous these cards can be when you don't hardly really have to do anything but change out your designer series paper. And so here's one. You can see the pine trees here. Here's one with some frosted flowers in the background. Here's another one with a gorgeous set of pine trees in the background. Here's one with kind of a winter scene in the background. And on all of these, I used that Winter Knit embossing folder that I showed to you. But if you don't have that folder, and you just like to make maybe a little bit quicker of a card, here's one without any embossing, and I think it looks absolutely just as beautiful. And for those of you that are attending Fall Flair, we will be recreating this card, and I think we're going to do it without the Winter Knit embossing folder. And there's several reasons for this, and so for those of you that are planning to attend, you might want to know my reasoning. when you are using the Winter Knit embossing folder, you really can only emboss one sheet of paper at a time. And because we make 2 cards of each design, that would mean some poor soul in my downline would have to sit at the die cutting machine for about 240 individual cranks, which would be a lot. And so that's almost asking too much. So I will probably do the cards at Fall Flare without this embossing background. Now, many backgrounds, such as the subtle embossing folder that you see here, you can run through 2 pieces of paper at the same time and get a very good impression on both of them. But because the Winter Knit is so finely crafted, it is such fine designs to make it look exactly like a warm, cozy sweater, we find that we have to go just 1 paper at a time to get that look. All right, so let's go ahead and make this card. We are going to be using, let me show you, I used and did this in advance. I took the, oh dear, what are these called? Stitched Shapes framelets from Stampin Up, the stitch shaped dies, and I used the largest of the oval, and then I found a corresponding oval that match. So I think it's the 3rd largest straight edge oval is what I used from our layering ovals. So I have that all ready to go, and it looks like this. I use the silver foil, and then I use the early espresso and cut out my stitched edge. Then you can just take some snail, and I will warn you, you do not want to use multi-purpose liquid glue on the back of a silver foil panel because the glue lines show up pretty much instantly. So I am going to use snail because we want to avoid glue lines. And then we're just, since we're making 2 cards, we'll just go ahead and do this right away. Let me grab a piece of scrap so you can see what I'm doing. I am going to line this up just like so. I like to burnish it from the back side. And then we're going to do the same thing to this one. Get it all lined up. And we'll burnish it again from the back side. All right. Okay, let's see. Let me grab the rest of my things that we need here. I should show you the stamp set. Oops, where did it go? And you know what? I was so busy showing my daughter our new car that I did not grab the stamp set. So let me, you guys, you know I can never do a Facebook Live and have it pulled off perfectly. The nice thing is I have a very small room, and I can just reach behind me into all of my organized ink pads and grab my ink pads. So here's my Night of Navy, but give me 1 second to grab my stamp set. All right, I'm back. Here's the stamp set, the Mary Moose stamp set, and I did have the punch handy. Here's the punch. Oh my gosh, it's so cute. And then I just grabbed a block. And I think for this particular card, we're going to do Merry Christmas. Now, I'll show you the insides of the other ones because you can do other ones that also work appropriately. But since we're going to be celebrating the little moose here, let's go ahead and use the Merry Christmas. It's pretty cute. All right, so let me set that aside. And then let me show you how we're doing this. So the next part of setting up this card is to grab your 4 1/4 by 5 1/2 inch panel of crumb cake. Okay, so it'll look like this. And then we have our pre-embossed, as I talked about with you, Night of Navy panels. These are 4 by 5 1/4, and then I ran them through my embossing machine. And this time I will use glue, provided I can get it out of the container. I did not prep this in advance, but hopefully, oh yeah, it's gonna work. So I like to use glue for anything that's embossed, any cardstock that's embossed, because it kind of fills in those little crevices and I have a better chance of it sticking. So we need this to stick pretty good. So let me press that down, and then we'll do the same thing for this card. It's kind of fun once in a while to do 2 cards at the same time, because it just goes to show you pretty much how quickly this can go together. Plus I'm doing a 2-card giveaway tomorrow with the little rhinestones, the little holiday rhinestones. So now I'll have both of the cards prepared for my giveaway. So here we go. We've got this ready to go. Then we're going to take, so we're using 3 different colors of browns here. You probably didn't even notice that, but we've got the crumb cake. And now we're going to go with soft suede. So I have a panel that's 3 1/4 by 8 1/2, and then I've scored it at 4 1/4. So I've got 2 of these panels created, and I'm going to grab my bone folder. Just press that down. Now, for those of you that are fairly new to my page, and you like this video, go ahead and like the page, because there's a better chance that you'll get notification of when I go live. I try to do a video once or twice a week. Lately, it's just been once a week. And honestly, I think going forward for at least the next month, it's just going to be once a week, because I am now deep into prepping for Fall Flair with my downline. So we're pretty busy around here. So once you have this panel ready to go, just go ahead and put a bunch of glue, a bunch of multi-purpose liquid glue on the back. And then you're going to go, oh, let's see, just a shade over a 1/2 inch from the left side. And just scoot that in there, press it down, and then we're going to do the same thing to this one over here. So yes, it's great. I love it when people like my page and share with their friends. So thank you so much for that. Let me get this down. And I think we have this ready. So it's like I said, it's a nice, easy card. And what we're going to do next is get our mousse. So I've got one little guy here pre-punched, and let me grab the other one. So what we're going to do is we've just got a scrap of Brilliant Blue. I thought the Brilliant Blue was a nice contrast. It shows up a little brighter, a little more fun against the Night of Navy background there. So we're going to take this scrap of Brilliant Blue. I'm going to take my mousse punch. We're just going to give him a quick little punch out, and then you get the big decision of whether you want your mousse going off to the right or going off to the left, because he punches out so perfectly nice that you could really go either direction with him. So what I like to do is I kind of like him going towards the beautiful image, you know, have him walking towards the gorgeousness that he's walking into. So notice on this one, he's sort of walking into the scene, not away from the scene. So that's why my mousse are going to the left. But it's all entirely up to you how you would like your mousse to go. So when I put my mousse onto these silver panels, this is how I do it. I grab the Stampin Up silicone mat. Now let me think about this, because if I want him going this way, I need to put the adhesive on him in the other direction. Now you might be asking yourself, why is she not using glue for this? Because with glue, you know, as long as you just dab just a few little dots, well, I'll show you. If you are very controlled with glue and you don't overdo it, you can go like this, because really just a couple of little dots will do it. You don't have to worry about the legs, they'll stick. So you can do it like this, and then carefully, without getting your fingers into the glue, go ahead and stick your mousse on, and you can kind of wiggle him into place, and then you're good. But what I see most people do is they put the glue on, and then they get it all over their silver foil. And that doesn't look very good, because you cannot get it off. It just looks like a smeared up mess, trust me. So what I prefer to do when I'm working with my customers or my downline is I prefer to have them have the silicone mat, take your snail from Stampin Up, and then just put a little snail on the antlers up here and then through the body. Again, you don't need to worry about the legs. They'll stay on him. You don't have to worry about putting those down. And then you're just going to kind of hoover it over where you want it. So you can't wiggle it. Once it's in place, it's in place. And then put him down, and you won't have to worry about any glue marks on your foil. But if you do use the glue, be sure you use just a little bit. All right, then you want to cut into that designer paper. So I did this in advance. Let me show it to you. So I've got 2 different scenes here, and one of the sheets is cut 3 by 4. And then I also took a little cutting 3/4 by 3 inches for the inside panel. So let me grab the inside panel. The inside panel is going to be 3 by 4, same as the outside panel. And we're going to take this little guy here. Just going to add a little glue to the back where the silver foil is. We're going to glue this on. And I like to use the glue in this case because then I can wiggle it into place just perfectly. There it is. Then I'll take some snail to the back side, and we're going to set it into the inside panel of our card. Then we can go ahead, we'll grab the Merry Christmas, which is so cute. We're going to open up our Night of Navy, and we'll just stamp Merry Christmas on the inside. It's so cute. All right, then we'll take the coordinating panel that goes with it. So this is 3 by 4 of the Feels Like Frost Designer Series paper. You can use, you know what? You might want to use glue on this because it's so shiny that the snail's not sticking very good. Have you guys ever noticed that? Sometimes when you work with foils and you try to get it on with snail, the snail just rolls right back up into your cartridge. Sorry about that. All right, so now we'll center this on. Then we'll take our mousse and we're going to flip him over right where we want him because we don't want to put adhesive here. So now we're going to grab some dimensionals. And I'm just going to put 3 dimensionals on. That's all you really need. Take this away. And we'll just set him in so that it's about the same amount of distance from the right and the bottom. And there we have our card. So to add the finishing touch, I've got my Take Your Pick tool. Usually I'm running off looking for that, but today I actually have it on hand. And now I've lost the rhinestones. I'm using rhinestones that we're doing in the giveaway tomorrow, and they've just gotten away on me. I don't see them anywhere on my table, and I know I had them because I showed them to you. Oh, for heaven's sakes. Well, were I to find the rhinestones in some sort of a timely manner, I would add a rhinestone here or here, and then another one here. So I'd put 2 on the designer paper and 1 on the background paper. And then when you open it up, it looks like this. And so the second card, I'll just finish it up really quickly here, and then I'll look and see what you guys are all commenting on. Oh, everyone says they love the card. Yay, thank you. Yeah, it's just another one of Kay's easy cards. Cards I like to do because they're, you know what, you don't have to take all day to do them. You don't have to worry too much about crazy measurements because I don't really do too many of those kind of cards. Just not my style. I like nice, easy, simple cards that can be created fairly quickly. All right, so here we go. We're going to take off those peelies, flip it over, and again, just center it so that the right and the bottom are about the same distance. And there we have our mousse. And then sometimes what you could do is you could stamp a sentiment. Boy, I have lost all my cards. If you wanted to. Now, like this designer paper and this designer paper are a little busy and it doesn't quite work. But if you happen to have designer paper that has a little bit more of an open section here, you could stamp, you know, have a cozy Christmas or happiest of holidays at the top. And then I love this one because look at how pretty this is. Got this gorgeous kind of still life snowstorm going on, and then it says enjoy the stillness of the season. So there's quite a few really nice sentiments that are in this stamp set, and this is what the card would look like, all finalized with the gems, which somehow disappeared off my desk, so sorry about that. I will finish this one up later. As I said, I'm a little bit in a hurry today because I've got a friend coming over in probably 10 minutes, so I need to finish this up. So let me show you some of the finished cards. They're so pretty. I think you'll really enjoy recreating this. Let me get my things all lined up. Isn't it beautiful, you guys? Thank you so much for joining me today. It was really fun working with this Merry Christmas card. And I'll see you back here next week when we do another Stamp and Chat with Kay. You guys have a great week and a great weekend. We'll talk to you soon. Bye-bye.